Hello, party people! So, I am here to answer your questions that you have sent me about the next 9 months of my life on the World Race Gap Year. I've written down your questions and we will just jump in. Someone asked, are you excited for the new relationships you will create? I am stoked about the new relationships I'll create. One of the biggest parts of the race is the community that they inspire you to form. And we have 10 days of training in Gainesville, Georgia, and the first day you get there, you get your team. So a group of like 6 to 8 people you'll be living with throughout the 9 months, unless you have team changes, stuff like that. But it's pretty much set in stone. And so the next 10 days you become family. And I might be biased, but I have the best team. It's co-ed. So shout out to my teammates. Y'all are the best. See you soon. Yeah, I'm super excited. They become family, and I mean, it's the best. It's just the best. Someone asked, so what are you doing? So the World Race Gap Year it's a gap year program. So you finish high school and you do it before your first year of college, or you can do a year of college and then take a break. It's just whatever you think fits right for you. So it's a 9-month mission trip. We do 5 countries in 9 months. My route just got added with a 6th country for our final debrief. So we'll actually hit 6 countries in 9 months. And you live with ministry hosts. It's super minimalistic. You live out of a backpack, actually I'll show you. I have mine sitting right here. You live out of your backpack, and then you have a day pack. Oops. And you have a day pack that you live out of, which is just your standard backpack. You'll strap it on the front of you. Yeah, super minimalistic, and it's just 9 months of ministry. If you go to Asia, which I will, you could be working with sex slavery and prostitution victims. You could be teaching English in South America, Central America, doing orphan ministry in Africa. Literally everything across the spectrum, even things as simple as like ATL ministry, which is ask the Lord. So you just walk through the streets and pray that the Lord puts people in front of you, which is super, super cool. So, it's awesome. It's super laid back. Who doesn't want 9 months of servitude? That's the best. And someone said, is AIM, which is Adventures in Missions, a good organization? I've heard good and bad things about them. So, I think personally, the more you're put in the spotlight, the more negative things will come out, just because people try to bring you down if you're doing good work. And obviously the devil definitely tries to attack ministry that's really set in their ways and really advancing the kingdom. It's hard, and I think that's another reason people stray away from it, is because it's not easy. They don't intentionally set you up for success, which some people struggle with, which I struggle with. Failure and constructive criticism is super tough for me, but it's part of the process, and you get to grow and you get to mess up, and that's okay. And there's so much grace within Adventures in Missions, and that they have an awesome leadership team and alumni that are there literally 24/7. If I pick the phone right now and call my leadership team, they'll answer to just pour into you and help you be the woman or the man of God that you're supposed to be and called to be. So I swear by it. I love their ministry beliefs. If you are really super interested in it, I would go and just Google World Race. In their homepage, there's a whole tab about what do we believe, stuff like that. So you can definitely investigate more about that. Someone said, what type of clothing are you bringing, and what type of backpack are you bringing? So, quick disclaimer, I will do another video about what I'm packing when it gets closer. But how does one pack for 9 months? That's my question. That's what I'm really wondering right now. How does someone pack for all climates, multiple continents, and multiple months, and a very small compression sack? But I'll tell you what I have so far. I have started a packing list. I haven't started packing, because I just get overwhelmed, and then I just sit down in a pile of clothes and bags, and then I just shut down for a minute, and then I start again. There's a cycle to it. But I am currently going to pack 3 pairs of shorts, 2 pairs of long pants, So a pair of jeans and then like a pair of like, I don't know, they're kind of like potato pants or like baggy, I don't know what they are. I got them from Goodwill, check them out, they're in the pajama section. 2 maxi skirts. I'm gonna bring 3 tank tops and 2 like casual shirts that I can dress up for church if we have formal ministry. And then for my shoes, I'm bringing my Chacos, my slip-on Vans, and possibly my Birkenstocks. It depends on how the spacing ends up when I start packing, if I have extra room. And then a sweater or a pullover, a rain jacket, and socks. And then like undergarments, of course. But honestly, that might be too much. But the cool thing is that you can like drop stuff after the end of the country, or even as soon as I get there, if I'm like, crap, packed too much, I don't need all this, I can drop it and it'll go to people who. Next question. Oh, my backpack. I have a 65-liter Deuter brand backpack. So it's, you know, pretty standard full-size pack, 65 liters. They ask you not to go above that, so it's just kind of, you know, your preference. If you are a super light packer, usually guys are much lighter packer than girls, so they can get smaller packs than that. But what's the hardest thing about leaving? I mean, leaving in itself is just super hard. I would probably have to say the goodbyes, because those are finally starting to come around. Saying goodbye to friends that you're so used to seeing all the time. Like my friends, a lot of them have moved into college already and are gone, and then, you know, friends that I just see around town, like instead of just saying hi, I'll see you later, it's like bye. So that's, I mean, it's super tough, but I'm excited overall, so it's kind of, it's bittersweet. What kinds of foods are you going to eat on the road? So we had 10 days of training, and we had cultural like foods. We didn't eat like Pop-Tarts, and we did have a day where it was muffins, but it was American morning, so praise the Lamb, praise them, because that was good. But I mean, it's whatever the ministry host provides, and so they're not going to go out of their way to provide like comfort foods or like Americanized foods for you. So it's whatever's put in front of you. At training camp, for example, Africa Day was like, I don't know what it's called, it's like mushy rice. It kind of looks like it's already been chewed for you. Collard greens, beans, and rice. In every culture there's beans and rice. But yeah, it's just cultural foods. There's definitely going to be some weird ones. Asia's kind of throwing me for a loop, like tarantulas and bugs on a stick, but hey, I'm definitely down to try anything at least once. Maybe it's secretly good. We will find out. Do you believe you are where God needs you to be right now? Yeah, I do. I definitely believe that I'm in God's will right now. Deciding to like ditch my college plans. I already had, you know, my acceptance. I had my roommate. Sorry, Taylor, I'm so sorry. I love you, girl. I had to back out on that. It was super hard. My parents weren't super on board with World Race at first. So there was some definite trials. I definitely believe that I'm where I'm supposed to be. I am so sure that the Lord has called me to do ministry. That 9 months of full-time ministry is one of the only things that makes sense to me. So, I mean, I'm ready to go. Like, the best place to be is in the will of the Lord. So, I'm feeling pretty good right now. I'm feeling pretty excited. And then, how did you decide to join? I have a bunch of World Race alumni friends, and so I'm kind of like the baby bird who hasn't left the coop yet. Like, I've had, you know, all my friends do it and just watched them go and followed their race and like seen their pictures and their vlogs and their videos and their stories, and then seen them when they come home. And, you know, I've just been in high school just chilling, so finally it's my turn to go. I've known about it for probably about 4 years. One of my first friends, Alyssa Cunningham, did it when I was a freshman in high school, and I would sit in physical science class every single day. I think it was like third period, and like just refresh her page over and over and over again. I was so hooked, and it made so much sense. Everyone else was like, that's so crazy, why would you do that? But it always has made sense to me. Like, do 9 months of ministry, like live out of a backpack. And I've always wanted to do it, and you know, here I am. I'm doing it. We're going. So that's kind of how I decided to join. Kind of impromptu, but also kind of planned. Just one of those weird things. Then how did you start fundraising for your trip? So fundraising is probably the hardest part of the prep for leaving. 15,000 is a really, really big number, and that's like the total cost for your race. And if you just wear down on that number, like, oh, 15,000, it really does seem impossible. But you just gotta start small, like sell t-shirts, or just get the word out, like talk to your family and friends, like call them on the phone is like such a good way. Just go through your contact list, and if they answer, be like, hey, I'm doing this really cool 9-month trip. I would love to just take 3 minutes and talk to you about it. Do you have that time? And people come away super interested, and that's a good way to get supporters. That's a good way to get prayer warriors behind you. You know, it's not some big, hard, extravagant work all the time. It's just doing a lot of little things that will add up in the end. Then I was at church last Sunday, and Louis Giglio said something super cool that actually fits in really well with fundraising. He said, when you put your money into the hands of our God, it becomes multiplied, because we have a multiplying God. And so it's not the money that you're raising, it's the money that the Lord is allowing to be put towards your trip, if that makes sense. He's allowing people, you know, the desire to give to you, and people with the hearts to give, and all of that good stuff, and generosity. That's all coming from the Lord, because He's behind you. Like, He wants us to serve, and He wants us to be obedient. And so if He's called us to this trip, He's going to absolutely provide. It doesn't mean it's not going to be hard, and you're going to get frazzled, and you're going to sit in your room at 3 a.m. and be like, I only have $3,000, and you're going to cry for a second and freak out, but then the next day you'll get a donation. And I mean, it's the sweetest thing, just seeing like the fruits of your labor and just the obedience in Christ. It really is the best. And so yeah, that's pretty much the questions you guys gave me. And so I hope that you loved them. I hope that it was informational. I haven't left yet, so I have like, I think 22 days until I launch, and until I'm like on an airplane leaving for Colombia, until my whole squad moves to Colombia. Can you guys believe it? Like, I'm freaking out. But yeah, I hope you loved it, and I hope it answered your questions. And totally let me know if you have more questions that I didn't answer, or you know, message me from my phone number. I'd totally love to call and talk to you guys. Or other video ideas, like if you guys want to see a packing video of like things when I actually start getting my crap together and packing, just let me know. So I hope you guys had the best time. Love your party people. Peace out.